Honorable member, you know, within the higher echelons of your party, there's a lot of contention going on right now around the issue of the national chairmanship and around the composition of the National Working Committee of the party. Some people, including governors of your party, believe that if the current national chairman, Chief Odigio Yegun, continues and the National Working Committee continues, as was announced yesterday, that it's essentially a seal on the deal for the potential renomination of President Muhammadu Buhari as the APC presidential nominee. Now, some opposing governors say that, look, they want a free and open primary, and the current composition of the NWC will stand in the way of that. We heard from the NGF chairman, Governor Yari, saying that this is unconstitutional and needs to be reversed. What are your thoughts on the high-wire politics playing out in your party, and how do you think it will play out?
You see, I keep on saying politics is about maneuvering. In all cases, the majority have their ways, and the minority have their say. We cannot 100% agree on an issue. Definitely we have to. And that is why you have the majority views and probably the dissenting view or the minority. And in any case, if it is put to vote or subjected to vote, one vote higher, then that group get away with it. So it doesn't matter that Mr. A says a contrary view. If B, C, D, E, 4 of them have agreed on an issue against A, definitely A lose out. And that does not stop him from hearing his own fundamental human right of expression. So having analyzed it on that context, you don't expect everybody in APC to be at par.
Well, the thing remains that all is not well in your party.
All is well in my party.
Well, just a couple of days ago, we saw a letter written by, was last week, yes, written by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, accusing the current chairman, Odigio Yegun, of trying to spoil the work that he had been given, you know, of trying to frustrate his efforts in the reconciliation efforts he had been entrusted with in the party. We're yet to see a reply to that. What we saw right afterwards was a meeting in the villa, and we heard the chairman of the party saying that regardless of how we feel, we'll have to see how it is that we can work together. And then shortly after, we also see that Odigio Yegun's his tenure is extended. This is after we heard that, you know, there are some people who were seeking for him to be removed or for a convention to hold. It would seem that your party has skillfully avoided a convention. Are you afraid that it's going to fall apart?
Skillfully. I analyzed this, your word. But you see, you said last week, 2 days ago, there was a caucus meeting. Now, the letter written by our leader is a revered politician who even contributed resources and his time into the emergence of APC. So it's highly regarded. But you see, human beings are not perfect. Imperfection is a divine kind of a thing. Now, our leader actually perceived.
Please go ahead, sir.
Perceived that Oyegun was undermining him. That's his own perception. And probably that could be part of his own weaknesses, that he quickly picked up his pen and thought he could write, and he wrote a letter to Mr. President. You see, we cannot, 2 wrongs cannot make a right. So there should have been a reply, but rather the caucus meeting was quickly summoned and issues were resolved. He stated his position. The chairman was also, that is Chief John Odegun, came and put his own position. This thing came just like in the Kogi state. There were these 2 factions. The chairman was not aware, and he went and attended a function from the governor. I don't want to go into that. But then, Bola Tinubu failed. I have been saddled with reconciliation. Here you, chairman, now aiding another faction. You shouldn't have. So instead of them to have talked between them, to find out that I don't know that it is, because a governor, a sitting governor, who is the leader of the party in the state, invited him, he wouldn't have. Anyway, issues were there, and they were resolved 2 days ago at the caucus meeting. And that is why we came out sound, and the chairman says irrespective of whatever it is there, we have now resolved to forge together. And the president prevailed on them. So that's why there was no reply.
Sorry to interrupt you again, but then, yesterday we also heard the chairman, admonishing members to do all in their power to lessen the stresses within the party. Things that could tear the party apart. We heard him say that very categorically. It means, this is also at a time when reconciliation is supposed to be going on within the different factions.
Yeah.
In River State, there is a problem. We saw on television Senator Abe promising to, remain with the party. We saw in Kaduna, a factional office of the APC being torn down by a sitting governor shortly after he was allegedly suspended. You have so many places where there all seems not to be well.
Good.
And yet you say all is well within your party. That is
why when the river chairman says we should really lessen, meaning people that feel they are aggrieved, they want it done their own way, they shouldn't insist. They should compromise. When there is a reconciliation process going on, two warring factions, definitely everybody is claiming right. He is now appealing for one of the parties to really concede and allow reconciliation to take place. That is his clarion call.